If you had told me 10 years ago that we shouldn't have a supermarket in our mall, I would tell you that's not possible. But now we have done some changes. So we do look at our ecosystem, the malls around us. So we don't look at just ourselves. So for example, in one of the cities, we actually have our mall, and there are a few other malls around there. So we realized that there are some pretty good supermarkets is already in a neighboring mall. So we said, why do we need to renew our current supermarket? Why don't we just work together as a synergy? So we decided, okay, let's not renew our supermarket, but instead maybe bring in a convenience store. And in its place, we put in something else, like a fashion supermarket or something, basically selling cheap clothes, right, that people love. So in the end, we realized that when people come to visit our malls, they for example, if you go to Tampines, for example, you will go to 3 different malls, right? You go to Tampines Square, you go to Tampines Mall, and you go to Tampines 1. But in this case, we feel that when they come to our malls, they actually go to a few different ones, and we want to treat our competitors as our peers as well. So we form one ecosystem together. I think first of all, we do recognize that the physical mall is here to stay. So we are a third space where people come, apart from their home, apart from their office, apart from their school, right? So they want to come and hang around for sure. But at the same time, we do recognize that people like to buy things online as well. And people are omni-channel consumers. So we kind of make sure that, as many as possible of our tenants actually offer online options. So F&B, for example, right? If you're just a cafe with 12 seats, you can only make money from the 12 seats. But why don't you just open up, for online pickup and delivery, then you increase your revenue as well. So we work with our tenants on that. At the same time, we also have tenants who have this, what we call buy online and pick up in store kind of thing. So we have like a Uniqlo and a Decathlon who do that. Or even like physical stores that we have, like, a cinema, right? People buy the tickets online, but they come to the physical mall to watch it. So we have that as far as tenants are concerned. But at the same time, we ourselves are also trying to embrace technology a lot more. So I think COVID was the one that really pushed us to accelerate all our initiatives. So basically, we have this thing called a BHG Mall WeChat Mini Programme kind of platform where our tenants and our shoppers can all go to access each other even when malls are closed. So we do that as well. At the same time, we also have tenants who embrace technology, and we encourage them to do that. So Hai Di Lao, the very famous hot pot that we have in our Beijing mall, they do that. So they automate it, and they have robots in their back of the house and front of the house as well. So I think in terms of AI, obviously that's big, and we do use it. For example, we work a lot very closely with different social medias. Like we use the Douyin, which is China's version of TikTok. We do Xiaohongshu, which is Little Red Note, and we also go on Dianping, which is an F&B app as well. So all these actually collect data on all our consumers. So with the intelligent AI, obviously, they are able to, when we start having certain promotions or marketing activities, so they are able to intentionally pick up the kind of consumers we're targeting, whether by where they live, by their gender, by their age, and by their interests as well. At the same time, we also have some of our tenants who actually literally, offer AR and VR experiences in the stores as well. Is multi-pronged. So I think most importantly, we want to make sure that our community mall is actually relevant to the people who live around it, right? So if they have the right tenant mix and we actually, accede to what they are looking for, you're almost there. And with that, you come a robust occupancy. So we've been consistently above 95% as a portfolio. So that helps as well. At the same time, it's also about working very closely with the tenants to ensure that they are successful, right? So, we have, pretty flexible kind of rental structure. So we have a base plus X amount of GTO, gross turnover. So if they do well, they pay a little bit more. If they don't do well, then we just earn their base rent. So we work with them on that. And also in terms of marketing activities, we make sure that we bring in things which are meaningful. So we bring in the right crowd. So we bring the right footfall that will then translate to sales within the malls as well. At the same time, we also feel that it's important to give back to society. So obviously, in terms of our CSR activities, we want to ensure that we hold things which are meaningful. So we work together with the community around us. It could be as simple as a pet adoption program, for pets that have been abandoned, or we work together and we have the old people coming to the malls, and then the TCM people giving them free measuring of blood pressure, and stuff like that, or free haircut for the elderly so they can mingle around as well. And recently we have done something that's quite meaningful. It's a mass recruitment drive as well. So we knew that employment has been a bit of a challenge to some people, and there are also SMEs looking to hire people. So we allow our space to be used so that people could find the right fit. This green thing is mentioned a lot, right? I mean, the thing is that if it's not substantiated, if there's no proof of it, then that's pretty scary, right? It must be measurable as well. So what we do over here at BHG Retail REIT is that since 2017, we were publishing our sustainability report on an annual basis. And it's done in a sustainable manner. So each year that passes by, we are required to actually add in more information, to put in more info, certain targets, certain areas. So we add along the way. So it's done in, no pun intended, in a very sustainable way. So we do that. So we have our sustainability officer who works very closely with consultants to get the report out, and that's obviously reported directly to the board as well. So in terms of the initiatives that we have been doing, I mean, as far as environment is concerned, for a typical mall, it will be energy and water consumption, right? So we've been doing very concrete things that would actually save and conserve energy, like as simple as changing to LED light bulbs. It may cost more on the onset, but eventually it actually pays off, right? Or even things like, escalators, we change to motion sensor ones. So if no one is there, it doesn't have to, move, right? Or even something as manual as realizing that, look, today has become a cloudy day. Is there a need to increase the aircon temperature so people are more comfortable? We do that as well. That's for the environment part, right? And of course, in terms of the social part, a lot of events that we hold, we actually want to bring meaning to our tenants, meaning to our shoppers, and meaning to the community that we work with. I think for us, we look at it as win-win-win. So we want to make sure that our shoppers actually are happy. So we have the tenant mix that will keep them coming back, and we fulfill their need because they live so near the mall, right? They come to the mall like a few times a week. We want to make sure that we fulfill their needs with the tenant mix. We want to make sure that we hold marketing activities that they want to see. So we have a lot of young families that live around us. They want to see our children's events or competition for their kids to take part in, so they can all come and support the kid. So we do that. At the same time, we also want our tenants to do well. So only if they live, then we live, right? So obviously want to make sure that we have a steady mall with steady footfall, with steady occupancy. And then we also, work with them in terms of omnichannel retailing as well, to make sure that, for example, if you're F&B and you have a lot of guys coming into, delivery, pickup and all that, we make sure it's all done in an orderly manner, so that things are very efficient and it doesn't affect the comfort of the shoppers as well. It will be hyper-local consumer needs, I would say that. Because, for example, if a retailer had been very successful opening a store in Shanghai, for example, and now they come to Beijing, in this particular mall that we are at, they may not truly understand what the demographics immediately surrounding it will need. Because I mentioned earlier, we are a community and we are a suburban mall. So our catchment are typically people who live within a 5 kilometers radius. So, and these people have different needs. And not only do they have different needs, they also have evolving needs, right? So a family, a couple today, 2 years later, they have a kid. They may want to see more things. And then 3 years later, 5 years later, the kid grows up. So we want to make sure that, our tenants are also cognizant to the fact that people have ever changing, evolving needs as well.